Hello guys, what's up? Welcome to the new tutorial about the Enscape rendering for Sketchup. As you can see, this is the simple project that we have in here, and you can see the environment very simple and easy. First of all, before I render this job, I'm gonna create some type of realistic HDRI for myself, and I want to see the reflection of these HDRIs in my environment on my window glasses. For doing this job, I'm gonna click on the visual setting, click on the skybox, and play with the rotation option to see the best result for my job. Something like that can be really good, so I prefer to use 180% for my HDRI view. Something like that is really perfect, and I'm gonna close it for now. So I'm gonna press F on my keyboard and click on the W as my main target and camera shot. So I'm going to minimize the Enscape in here and SketchUp in here. So I'm going to click on the Enscape material editor for creating my materials, but I don't know how. So I'm going to click on the paint bucket in SketchUp, use the color detector as the sample paint, and I want to pick up these glasses texture for myself. As you can see, some gray glasses, but I can change it to the white glasses or completely black glasses, so it completely depends on you. My roughness and texture is about some number like 10%, and the specular is about 66%. When I increase it, you can see some type of brightness on your glasses. So when I increase it to the 100, you can see what happened on your glasses, but it's not really realistic. So you must decrease it if you want some transparent texture for your job. 44% is really good. And about the window frames, I'm going to click on the sample paint, pick up this window frame and make it a little bit metallica. For creating this job, you only need to increase the metallica option in here, and you can see the result of it very simple and easy. You can change the color to the, for example, tomato or some colors like that, a little bit different than the black color, because it's really regular for all of the projects. Something like that can be good, and roughness is about 7. So about these water pool and another one in here, I want to reduce the wave of these waters, but I don't know how I can do this job. As you can see, we have some type of displacement maps on our water, and it's really not good for villa design, because in some small houses we don't usually have these type of waves. So I'm going to click on the eyedropper and sample paint again, pick up these texture from here, and in the water option, first of all, I'm going to change the color of it to the blue, and after that I'm going to turn on the override global wind setting. So right now, when I decrease the intensity, we will have some type of static waves in here, and when I decrease the height of the waves, you can see we will have some clear water in here. Something about 6% is good, because we have some people on these water pool, and actually this guy can create some type of waves on the water. So it's realistic to use some numbers like 6 and 16 for your water pool settings. So caustic intensity related to the defines the brightness of the sunlight on the ground surface. So I'm going to increase it as I can to the 100. And now everything is good for me, so time for the rendering. I'm going to close it right now. I'm going to click on the Enscape maximizing, and I'm going to press F on my keyboard. So I'm going to switch to my main camera shot called W. So I'm going to minimize it another time. I have some problem with these roof settings in here, so I'm going to pick the color of them out like that, very simple and easy, and make it a little bit metallica, something like the composition. It's about 33 and the roughness is about 16%. So I can change the color of it to the white, for example, and it completely depends on you which type of color you want to use. I prefer to use white for some reasons, because black make our render a little bit maybe not on the right mood. So I'm going to start my job with the projection. So I'm going to turn the camera perspective from the 1-point perspective to the 2-point perspective. So I'm going to click on the visual setting in here, move it in this place, and start my job with the rendering quality. So I'm going to increase it to the medium mode to see better details on my job, or maybe high mode. So something like that is much better. You can see all the important reflections on your glasses, and it's really good. So I think time for the in continuing our rendering job. So first of all, I'm going to increase the exposure to the 54 or maybe 51 is good. I'm going to play with the field of view, focus a little bit on my shot and target. Something like the 78% is really good, and I'm going to turn on the depth of field. As you can see, when I move it to this place, I can manage my screen much better. So I can minimize the Enscape, so now I can work better in my environment. When I increase the depth of field, you can see what happened in here, but I prefer to use some number about 11% for my depth of field. If you want to focus on some point but you don't know how, first of all you must uncheck autofocus in here, and after that you must play with the focal point to reach to the best result. I want to focus on these peoples in here and the pool and other materials related to them. So 5.93 is the best number for it, and I want to use the 13% for my depth of field. In the outline, because we have some white colors in here much more than the other materials, you can use outline with some decayed number about 11 for example. So in the image bar, I'm going to turn on the auto contrast, and in the color temperature, imagine this is the summer and we need some warm and hot temperature, so we can decrease it as we can, something like that, but your render will be converted to the orange color or red channel. So 5600 Kelvin is really good, and saturation is about 100 centimeter. Motion blur is not useful, and bloom or lens flare is not useful too. So I'm going to turn down all of these settings in here. Vignette can be increased a little bit, not too much. For example, something like that can be make our render much cinematic. So 53% is good. Chromatic aberration is 0 because I need some sharp edges for my job. In the atmosphere, we don't need any type of fog option. Sun brightness. When I decrease the sun brightness, you can see what happened in your render. And we will have these type of cold renders. So don't touch it if you have some sunny day. 80% is good for it. Night sky brightness not important, and shadow sharpness. As you can see, we have more reflections on the water, like the house, women, and some other things. So if I want to see some type of good shadow occlusion or something like that, I can increase the shadow sharpness, and you can see the defined result of it in here, in these edges in here. So 73% is good. Artificial light brightness related to the spotlight and sphere light. So we don't have these type of lights in here. So I prefer to change it to the 94. Ambient brightness is about 56, and the wind is about 0. So in the skybox, everything is good, but I have some big problem with the clouds. I need some clear sky for my job, so I will turn all of these settings to the 0, and this is the final result that we have in here. The result is really wonderful because Enscape sky is one of the best skies that I have ever tried in my rendering. So my file format is the JPG, and the resolution is about custom, so 9020 to the 1200, something like that. And I think everything is good for me right now, and time for the rendering. So I will check all of the settings in here, and everything is good. So only I have some problem with these breach wall in here, so I'm going to click on the Enscape material editor, and I'm going to click on these breach in here. I can click on this texture and rotate these targets, for example to the 45, and now we have these type of breaks in here. It's not bad, it's totally very good for your job. 2.2 for the width of it, and 1.6 for the height of it, and I think it's really good. So everything is done for me right now, and time for the rendering. So I'm going to close it in here, click on the screenshot bottom in here, click on the desktop, and save it as the Enscape. So as you can see, it takes a little bit time, and after that your render will be ready. So till now, what about this video? If you like this video, please like and subscribe our YouTube channel. We need your support. Please watch these type of videos till the end because we need your watch hour support. So thanks for everything, thanks for your time, and this is the final result that we have in here, and I will show it to you, and the result is something like that. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Have a nice day and goodbye.